Good evening, everyone. As you all know, Ron is on the video screen. You'll hear him speak shortly. I hope everyone had the opportunity to see him as he was passed around in the Zoom before, and if you haven't, he'll be around again, I'm sure, after we speak. I want to say congratulations to His Honor Judge Block. Judge Block, I couldn't think of a more appropriate honoree to be honored in the same evening as my partner Ron, because as you know, Judge Block, when you speak about a guardian of the Constitution, everything you said was Ron Rubinstein. When you talk about the halcyon days of the 1960s, that's when Ron was born as a lawyer. Graduating from Brooklyn Law School with his Bachelor of Laws, then taking another year in 1964, obtaining his Master's of Law. He went to work for the IRS for only a year, and then went to work for the Legal Aid Society in those halcyon years of the 1960s, when defendants' rights were paramount, when young lawyers were taught to protect the Constitution, to defend their clients with all of their abilities under the law. And that's how Ron was raised as an attorney. That's how Ron raised many of us as attorneys. It's been famously said that justice delayed is justice denied, but I want to say on behalf of Ron that justice delayed is justice served tonight. This is an honor that Ron has been waiting for over 2 years. It's been delayed by the pandemic, but it is something that is very, very well deserved. He has been planning this night for a long time. He's been working on his speech. He was hoping to see in person all of his friends, and I will gladly report to him tomorrow that I felt such a sense of camaraderie in this room tonight, such a sense of love for Ron from family members, but more importantly from his colleagues, people that he's practiced law with for over 50 years, people that I've known through Ron becoming his young associate over 30 years ago, but that we as a partnership practice with people for over 30 years. Ron has had a long and storied career. After leaving legal aid in 1965, he went into private practice. He was the founding partner of my law firm, Rubinstein and Carrazzo, that he started in 1993. He has practiced in all over the state of New York. In federal courts, he has tried cases in New York, New Jersey, California, Florida, Louisiana, Maryland, New Hampshire. When he was practicing at his peak in the 70s and 80s, he was trying over 10 trials a year. He tried hundreds of cases, countless acquittals. His trial experience and success is unmatched in this country. In fact, his success has reached him to his most recent years as an attorney. In fact, his most recent trial that he tried to a verdict was a full acquittal at the age of 75 in the Southern District of New York. It was a client charged with an 841 B1A and a 924C, which all our colleagues will understand the potential penalties that were faced by that client. And at the age of 75, he tried a 3-week trial to acquittal before a jury. But another interesting aside is that this is not Ronnie's first achievement award. In fact, he received his first Lifetime Achievement Award 31 years ago in 1991. So, and that was from the Queens Bar Association, honored him in 1991. So he's honored here again tonight, and the program states that the Robert Louis Cohen Award is for professional excellence. And one of the advertisements for this evening's dinner stated that the Robert Louis Cohen Award was for service to the bar. And I know that Ronnie would much more appreciate the award for the service to the bar, because he has given a lifetime to the bar. He is a lawyer in his core. Statistics cannot properly represent the lawyer that Ron is. The number of trials, the number of acquittals, the number of cases he had with all the co-counsel that he has in the room. That does not make Ron the lawyer that he is. What makes Ron the lawyer that he is and the guardian of the Constitution that he is his relationship to the law. He is devoted to the law. He has, for the past 60 some odd years, treated the law like a devoted life partner. A beautiful entity that he fell in love with in the 60s, that he committed to in law school, in Brooklyn Law School in 1963, that he has been faithful to over the last 65 years. He respects the law, he loves the law, he honors and cherishes the law as a life partner. He will always be an attorney, never retiring, never stopping being an attorney. He is always most comfortable either in a courtroom or behind his desk. In fact, a short story aside, we had to put him on the sidelines for a very brief period of time in March of 2020 when the COVID pandemic was raging in New York City. His wife Nancy and I implored him, please, stay home a little bit, stay safe. And he was very resistant not to come to work. But when people close to us were starting to be diagnosed with COVID, he listened to us. And he stayed home for a few weeks, staying on the sidelines. And then he found out that I was returning to the office. And he found out our associate Angela was returning to the office and that we were working. And he told his wife Nancy, I have to go to my office. And this was early May of 2020. And as much as I told him to stay home and rest, he refused. So one day in the first week of May of 2020, I walk into the office. Manhattan is desolate. I drove from Brooklyn to Manhattan in 5 minutes, no cars on the road. I pull into my parking garage. There's no other cars there. I was able to park the car all by myself, the benefits of the pandemic. Walk to the office. There's hardly anyone on the streets of Madison Avenue. I walk into the office, and what do I see that one morning? My partner, Ronald Rubenstein, behind his desk in a suit and tie, telling me, okay, what are we doing today? I'm in my jeans and t-shirt, and I had to explain to him, Ron, the courts are closed. There's not a client within 100 miles of us. No one will come to the office. We'll make a few phone calls and we'll do what we can. And then I said, but Ron, why are you in your suit and a tie? And he said, because I'm a lawyer, and I came to work, and I cannot be kept on the sidelines any longer. His devotion to the law included being a teacher and a mentor to many. And he always taught his pupils, whether they worked for him, whether they were just young lawyers that he had cases with, whether they were young lawyers who had office space with him. He told them certain lessons. And the primary lessons were to respect the law, but always understand what is paramount. And Ron always told me, and told most young lawyers that he dealt with, the most important person in a courtroom, and the only important person in a courtroom, is your client. He said, the judges will always be there, and they deserve your respect, but it's your client that you represent. It's not about the lawyer, it's not about whether you win or lose, it's about servicing your clients and defending them to the best of your ability. And Ronnie has always done that, quite successfully over a very long time. His devotion to the law has led him to be a lawyer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If someone needs a hand, He's always there for a phone call. If a co-counsel wants to speak about a case, he's available 7 days a week. If there's a lawyer in our suite who wants to talk about a case, he'll stay very late at night helping that person with the case. He feels it's his obligation as a professional to use his education and his experience in the law to help others, no matter who it is. And I have another short, funny story for you about how he treats everyone equally. I'm in the office recently, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and an email comes in from an individual who I did not recognize the name, and it seemed to be a new client for the firm. So I went to Ron's office. I asked Ron, I said, Ron, I saw this email. Who is this new client? Ron says, Joseph, you really don't want to know this one. But I'll tell you, I had to call 311 the other day because I was complaining about a problem with the sidewalk in front of my apartment. And in speaking to the 311 operator, I explained that I was a lawyer, and the 311 operator explained that she had a young son who had a problem with the law. So he was guiding the 311 operator through her legal troubles and teaching her how to navigate the court system. That's, everyone who knows Ron Rubenstein knows that he's always practicing, he's always willing to help, and he's always a lawyer. Nancy, did they fix the sidewalk? Did they fix the sidewalk? No, not yet. Everyone that knows Ronnie, Paramount, myself, has to admire his skills as an attorney. You have to respect his passion for the law and his desire and efforts to teach young lawyers. I love him for the person that he is. I admire him for the lawyer that he is. And I respect him more than anything else. So this time, I'd like to present Ronald Rubenstein to you all, who can graciously accept the Robert Louis Cohen Award for service to the bar.
I'm so honored to receive him.